Tonight marks a defining moment in American politics, a battle for the presidency that's as tight as it is dramatic. With only hours remaining before a winner emerges, we're watching swing states flip and electoral counts edge closer to the fabled 270. Just now, Donald Trump has secured Georgia, adding 16 crucial electoral votes to his tally, leaving him a mere 24 votes shy of victory. Kamala Harris, meanwhile, faces mounting pressure to hold on to the blue wall in the Rust Belt if she hopes to keep her path to the Oval Office alive. Tonight, we're breaking down each development, each state flip, and each last-minute play. Stay tuned as we dive into the most intense election battle we've seen in years. Georgia is more than just another state in this race. It's a powerful statement in Trump's campaign strategy. Securing Georgia signifies not only a boost to Trump's numbers, but also a symbolic reclamation of a historically Republican stronghold that Biden flipped in 2020. Winning Georgia shows Trump's ability to galvanize support in a diverse, rapidly changing state. Trump's rallies and outreach efforts to suburban and rural voters seem to have paid off, especially given the increasing diversity and urbanization of Georgia's population. For Harris, this loss is a hard blow. Her team had hoped to leverage shifting demographics in Georgia to her advantage, banking on the turnout of young and minority voters in Atlanta and surrounding counties. But tonight's results suggest that the reach of Trump's message went deeper than expected. It's a stark reminder of the challenge Harris faces, even as she aims to protect traditional Democratic territories in other parts of the country. Let's map out the paths still left for each candidate as they inch closer to the required 270 electoral votes. Donald Trump's path is looking favorable, with 246 electoral votes in hand. If he can secure any two of the remaining battleground states, he might clinch the presidency. States like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin could put him over the top, but only if he maintains the current momentum. For Harris, it's a fight for survival. Currently at 182 electoral votes, she has no room for error. Her team has known from the beginning that winning these blue wall states was crucial to her strategy. If she loses even one of them, her path to 270 effectively collapses. We're seeing a pressure cooker situation, with Harris needing an overwhelming turnout in urban areas like Philadelphia, Detroit, and Milwaukee to secure these states. Now let's take a closer look at what's happening on the ground at each campaign's headquarters. At Trump's HQ, the mood is electric. Crowds have gathered anticipating a potential victory speech from the former president, and the confidence is palpable. After clinching North Carolina and Georgia, his team has reason to celebrate. This is a campaign that has counted on winning back southern states as part of its comeback narrative. And tonight, that story is unfolding as planned. On the other side, at Harris's campaign, the atmosphere is somber. Earlier in the night, supporters were hopeful as they gathered at Howard University, awaiting what they hoped would be an encouraging speech from Harris. But as the results rolled in, the mood shifted. People are now leaving her headquarters, a silent admission that tonight may not yield the outcome they anticipated. Harris's team had warned supporters in an email that this race could stretch into the next day, but they hadn't anticipated losses in key states. What once seemed like a lively celebration has turned into a subdued, reflective moment for Harris's campaign. The blue wall states of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin have taken center stage in this election. These states represent Harris's final chance to stay in the game, as each one provides her with a vital piece of the electoral puzzle. Historically, these states were strongholds for Democrats, but Trump's victories here in 2016 prove that nothing is guaranteed. Pennsylvania, with its high concentration of urban voters in suburban swing regions, could be the linchpin of this election. Harris is banking on strong voter turnout in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, but early tallies suggest a tight race. Michigan and Wisconsin are equally contested, with early results showing a neck-and-neck competition. If Harris can't pull strong numbers in these states, her path to victory disappears. For both campaigns, the blue wall has become the ultimate battleground, with Trump looking to claim it once again and Harris fighting to keep it in Democratic hands. It's not just the presidential race that's on the line tonight. Down-ballot races in the House and Senate are also shaping the future political landscape. In Pennsylvania, House races are showcasing an intense struggle for control. Republicans are making gains, with incumbents like Congressman Matt Cartwright and Congresswoman Susan Wild in precarious positions. These races could determine the balance of power in Congress, influencing legislative priorities for years to come. In the Senate, the outlook is tilting in Republicans' favor. Analysts are projecting that Republicans could hold between 53 to 55 seats, giving them significant influence over policy decisions. This would impact not only major legislative bills, but also the nomination process for judicial appointments, shaping the judiciary for the foreseeable future. For Democrats, this is a sobering reminder that the outcome of this election has ripple effects that extend far beyond the White House. With 5 critical states still in contention, we're entering the final, nail-biting moments of this election. Trump's campaign has maintained steady confidence, bolstered by wins in the South and positive trends in key swing states. They're looking at potential wins in states like Arizona and Pennsylvania, which could tip the scales decisively. Harris's camp, meanwhile, is focusing all its efforts on Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. These blue wall states have never been more important to her campaign strategy. We're seeing all eyes on these battlegrounds, with each campaign's supporters anxiously awaiting the final counts. It's clear that, as the clock ticks, every last vote is taking on historic significance. As dawn approaches, this election has reached a crescendo, with Americans everywhere glued to the results. For Harris supporters, there's hope that a final surge in urban votes might turn the tide in Pennsylvania and Michigan. Trump supporters, on the other hand, are confident that his gains in key states signal a return to the Oval Office. This is more than just an election. It's a national moment of suspense, a reflection of the deep divisions and high stakes that define our current political climate. No matter who ultimately prevails, one thing is certain: this race has left an indelible mark on America. Join us as we continue to provide in-depth, real-time updates on each twist and turn of this election, here on Stoic Venture. As we approach the final stages of this election, one thing remains clear. Each swing state and each district are playing crucial roles in shaping the nation's future. The balance of power hangs in the air, with millions of Americans waiting for a result that will set the course for the next 4 years. Stay tuned to Stoic Venture for the latest insights, in-depth analysis, and comprehensive coverage on this election. Don't forget to subscribe and join us for the latest updates as history unfolds before our eyes.